Greetings. In this video, we'll be learning about phase 2 of the Principles of Management Group project. This phase 2 is mainly about organizing and leading a startup. But this particular video is specific to hiring and firing only. So, what is the way forward? The surviving startups may merge with some other startup and create a partnership firm. So, in that case, both CEOs will have to decide their share. So it could be 50-50% share, or it could be 60-40 or something else based on mutual consensus. Remember that there are no boundaries between the batches. So one startup in batch 1 can recruit from the other startup from batch 2 and vice versa. So if they are merging, then the topics allocated to both the startups should either be same or complementary. So you might not necessarily have a company in the other batch with the same topic, but you can still merge with a company from the other batch or from your own batch which has a complementary topic. Number of members in the partnership firm, remember, has to be exact 10. In case you have to fire any employee during merger, make sure the same number of employees are also hired. So the total strength has to be exact 10. In other words, no more than two firms are allowed to partner. Since both startups did a decent job, the partners cannot be fired but can be demoted based on their future performance. So you might like to change your bosses based on the performance of the partners. The products of both startups will sustain, but two physical gamified products must be made flagship products. That is, it is a default pitch for the company. The partnership firm and its details must be based on mutual consensus between the partners. Now, in case you have decided not to merge, remember that the number of members in such startup firms must be as close to 10, as close possible, until and unless there is a lack of applications. If there are applications but you are not hiring, you will be penalized. The total number of products on offer will be at least 4, and you can continue your previous products, but you can also increase them. However, one particular physical gamified product has to be your flagship product, which is also a default pitch for your exhibition. Now, there is a word of caution that there will be some guest lectures, and each startup must make sure that at least 2 people per head of the firm are present in those guest lectures. So in case of partnership firms, remember that there are 2 partners. So in such cases, at least 4 members from the firm have to attend the guest lectures. Others may also be interested. They can also join the guest lecture. In case the startups are found less sincere in attending such events, or we find that the quality standards have been compromised, such startups will be eliminated, and such startups will not be allowed to continue in the exhibition. In order to avoid free riding, the heads of the startups will be consulted, and those who do not contribute to the group project will be barred from the exhibition. Strict vivos will be conducted for such people to award the exhibition day marks. Now, for the surviving startups, what you have to do is here is the checklist, and this checklist is only partial. More tasks will be provided later. So, conduct the hiring processes on your website and upload all details there. So, your hiring process has to start and end only on your website. You should follow the typical procedure, which is job analysis. That means you have to come up with job description and job specification. You have to find out what are the different duties required to conduct a particular job and what kind of people you would need, the kind of qualification, interest, and achievements of people you would look for. This can be done based on job analysis. Now, advertising of those positions have to be done with a particular deadline in mind. So that deadline has to be as near as possible for those startups which are really, really good. That means they have scored high in phase one. So it is obvious if you are scoring high in the expo results, you will get more applications compared to those who do not have that many marks. Remember, you can use a recruitment poster for this on your website. Once ready, share your career page URL on the Principles of Management WhatsApp group. And this has to be done solely and solely by the CEOs of the companies. So you can have a QR code in the poster. That QR code will take the applicant to the URL of the career page of your website. Remember that the application process must require submission of resume. So you might ask them to fill a form for such details, but then there has to be an option of submission of resume, full length resume. Then you should be screening and shortlisting the resume in case you receive several resume. You might also like to conduct certain assessment tests like aptitude test or some experience based test. You may like to conduct interviews before recruiting them. That goes into the selection process. However, remember each interview has to be video recorded and it has to be uploaded to the back end of your website. Reference and background checks can be done later in order to know whether the attitude of the person is up to the mark or not. The job offer has to be made, and remember that whatever job offer you make relating to salary and all will have financial implications on your estimates of your company. After the job offer, the incumbents might do certain negotiation and then finally will accept the offer. Unless they accept the offer, they cannot be counted as an employee of your company. Then you will have to onboard them by briefing as to what all things have happened. And then you may also set a probation period for them in the acceptance offer itself. For example, you might like to check whether they are efficient enough or not for a week. Now, for those whose startups were eliminated, they will have to apply on the portals using the poster QR code shared by the surviving startups. They must prepare their resume well and experience that they had in their own startups. They have to submit their resumes on the website of the employer. The link of the website career page will be shared by the startups on the Principles of Management WhatsApp group. If such people do not apply or do not submit their resume, or in other case, they are not recruited, they will be barred from the exhibition and they will be penalized as well. Viva voce will be done and group marks will be awarded to them. However, remember that Viva voce will be very strict. Now, as far as deadline is concerned, complete the hiring process by March 7th and record all the details with recruitment metrics. What could be the recruitment metrics? The recruitment metrics could be how many people applied, how many times you had to advertise, how many people were finally recruited compared to how many people applied, and how many people actually accepted the offer. So these are the metrics that you have to have. Thank you.